So the best thing to do in the holiday season for team building is definitely charitable team building activities.
Or charity team building events.
The best type of team building activities around the holidays are absolutely going to be the charity team building events, or the CSR, corporate social responsibility.
The best type of team building activities for the holidays? I think I would have to go with Build a Bike. It's the holidays. Families want to give their kids great presents, right? A bike is one of those classic coming of age sort of things. It's a kid's first chance at freedom.
Clients actually do get to see where the donations land. In fact, they can be as big a part of that as they choose to be. A lot of times clients will have one near and dear to their heart, and a lot of times they'll let us kind of lead the way.
Our client will always know where their donations are going to. 99.9 times out of 10, we will have a representative from the organization who is accepting that donation come on site to your event and speak to the group about what they do and where the donation is going.
So not only do our clients get to see exactly where the donations are going to go, they get to hear about what a difference those donations are making, and what an incredible way to end an event that's already built up such good vibes through the fun team building.
Types of charities we have worked with in the past are Boys and Girls Club, YMCA, Salvation Army, local school districts, CASA.
So we've given to huge organizations like that. And then we've also given to literally the shelter next door. A place that I remember once I had an ACE race, which is an activity where you donate non-perishable food items to a food bank. And I was trying to look for a very local charity, and I found a food pantry that was really close to this office where we were holding this event. And the woman at this charity was so grateful because she was like, we're not a big organization. We are completely run by volunteers. We do not have a budget. We do not have funding. And what they do is they have a food pantry that they fill, and once a week, local people in the community, no questions asked, can come and shop at that food pantry. So this donation to them meant so much.
I see all kinds of reactions at the end of these unique and memorable CSR programs. Most prevalent are going to be the inevitable tears that are evoked at the end of it, because this is such a meaningful program that has such a positive impact, not only on the community, but the people who are participating in it. And a lot of times it will spark emotions from different folks who understand what it's like to be a kid and not have something as seemingly basic as their very first bicycle.
I think it really hits them in the moment when they really understand that the thing that they have built, collected, or put together that day is actually going to a real charity. It's going to affect and touch real people. It's going to affect real lives. I think the reaction that I see the most is sort of like a realization that what they're doing is making a difference. And I don't know how else to describe that reaction, except you can just sort of see it, that they've been having fun and they've been cheering and high-fiving and having a great time. And then the moment comes where they sort of stop and pause and really reflect and realize, oh my gosh, this is making a real difference.
Most often people get emotional, they get a little teary, get a little weepy, especially when you can have a Build-A-Bike where we can get the kids in, and the kids run in and they're so excited to get a bikes and they're all wide-eyed and yelling, and the audience, those participants are just like, I really helped that kid, right? That kid right there really made a difference for their life.
I did a Build-A-Bike for a company in South Florida and recently, and I had connected with a local organization that is under the YWCA umbrella there called Harmony House. This is the YWCA of Palm Beach counties. And Harmony House is a domestic abuse shelter for women who are escaping really awful, obviously, situations, often with their kids in tow. And when they showed up at the event and they talked to the participants, from my clients from the company, about how much it would mean to the kids that were in such a difficult situation, but also how much it would mean to the mothers, that their kids had bikes they could use and could have some fun. And then we actually received a letter. I received a copy, and it was sent to the client from Harmony House with just a kind of a big heartfelt thank you, and some stories about how the kids who were coming through the program or into the shelter, how they were using the bikes, how they loved them, and how it was really helping for them to have fun and connect with other kids, make friends. So just an all-around great organization. I was so happy that I was part of being able to connect my client with them, and that's just a gift that keeps on giving.
One charitable memory that sticks out to me is from my client recently in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. When speaking to the local charity, he had mentioned to me that tragically 20 bicycles were stolen from their campus. They only had 20 bicycles, and it was heartbreaking because I could hear in his voice how devastated he was. He had gone out, fixed these bicycles, bought these bicycles, and taught most of these kids how to ride a bike. And he said that they were very important to his organization because it was his way of getting the kids outside. He said that there's been a little bit of a struggle of kids wanting to stay indoors, be on their phone, not socializing, so these bikes were very important to his group. So after the end of the client event, when we have our charity representatives come in, say a few words, he walks into the room, immediately stops. You could see on his face the realization of, wait a minute, I think I know what's going on here. He immediately starts counting, and as soon as you realize that he hit 20, he just broke down. Him and my client, they embraced in a hug. Everyone is sobbing, applauding, and he almost could not even speak without the tears rolling down his face. And it was just such a great memory to see his gratitude towards the client for replacing what was very important and a necessity to his organization.
I've done so many countless events that are burned in my memory as just fabulous experiences. I think one of the most impactful that I'll never forget is one that I led for a Boys and Girls Club. The recipients of the donations was going to be kiddos at the Boys and Girls Club in Fort Worth, Texas. And I got to meet the kids at the end of the event. I delivered the bikes. I helped deliver them at the end. And one of the kids was a guy, he was 14 years old, and he was a big part of, I thought he was just there to help unload the bikes for the younger kids, but it turned out that he was actually going to get one of the bikes, and he was a little timid about it, I don't want to say embarrassed, because you could see the excitement too, but the branch director at that specific club was saying, tell Miss Amy, tell her, and he said, thank you so much for this bike, Miss Amy, because now I don't have to walk to the club anymore. And so this bike meant that this kid got to he didn't have to walk. This club wasn't in the best part of Fort Worth. It's not in the best part of Fort Worth. And even as an adult, I probably wouldn't walk, but this kid walked to it every day from his house, and because of this donation with Build a Bike, he didn't have to do it anymore. So yeah, all kinds of stories I could go pull out of the vault, but that one hits home the most for me, and it really and truly is why I love my job so much. Love this program.